Flashlight by Susan Choi. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bookmarked, the place where books come to life. Today, we're reviewing a novel that's quiet, mysterious, and emotionally devastating in all the best ways. Flashlight by Susan Choi. It's not your typical thriller. It's not your typical family drama. It's a novel about memory, grief, displacement, and the stories we carry and forget. So let's break down what makes Flashlight such a powerful literary experience and why it's one of the most quietly haunting books I've read this year. Section 1. Plot Overview, 1:30 to 5 o'clock. Tone, narrative, clear. Flashlight opens with a mystery. 10-year-old Louisa is found alone on a beach in Japan. She's wet, barely conscious. Her father, Cirque, is missing and presumed drowned. But here's the catch: Louisa doesn't remember what happened. And no one else was there. From this eerie premise, Susan Choi builds a story that spans decades, countries, and generations. But Flashlight is not about solving the mystery. It's about what comes after. How do you live with a question you can't answer? That's what this novel explores, page after page. Section 2. Character Deep Dive, 5 to 10 o'clock. Tone, reflective, empathetic. Let's talk about the characters, because this novel is all about them. Louisa is the emotional heart of the book. As a child, she's curious, sensitive, and deeply affected by her father's disappearance. As an adult, she becomes consumed by the gaps in her memory and the emotional distance in her family. Then there's Cirque, her father, a Korean born in Japan, living in the US, always between cultures. He's a man shaped by silence, by control. You can feel the weight of things unsaid every time he appears on the page. And Anne, Louisa's mother, is cold, private, and emotionally blocked. But Choi refuses to villainize her. She's broken in her own way, grieving not just Cirque, but perhaps a life she never fully chose. Then comes Tobias, the long-lost half-brother. His arrival years later shakes the entire foundation of Louisa's identity. These characters don't just feel real, they feel true. Complicated. Flawed. Uncomfortable. Just like family. Section 3. Themes. 10 to 4 p.m. Tone. Thoughtful, analytical. Flashlight isn't just telling a story. It's meditating on memory, family, and identity. Memory is perhaps the most powerful force in this novel. What we remember, what we forget, and how our minds bend reality to survive. Louisa's amnesia isn't just a plot device, it's a metaphor for how trauma lives in the body. Family is the second major theme, but not in the sentimental sense. This is a story about how families lie, how they fracture, how love and silence can coexist, painfully, and cultural identity. Cirque's Korean-Japanese background, his move to America, his silence about his past, all of this speaks to the immigrant experience. The cost of assimilation. The loneliness of being in between. This is what makes Flashlight special. It's not loud, but it's incredibly rich. Every chapter feels like a peeling layer, getting closer to some uncomfortable, hidden truth. Section 4. Narrative Style, 16 to 8 p.m. Tone, literary appreciation. Now let's talk about the writing itself, because Susan Choi is in a league of her own. Her prose is quiet, precise, and devastating. There's a rhythm to it, not poetic in the usual sense, but hypnotic. She doesn't waste a single word. The structure is non-linear, and this might be challenging for some readers. The narrative shifts between past and present, between characters, between truths. But that's part of the point. Flashlight is not about what happened. It's about how we live with what happened. There are moments where you'll reread a paragraph just to feel the ache again. And others where you'll stop completely, because something hits too close to home. If you love character-driven, emotionally intelligent fiction, this book will reward your patience. Section 5. Criticisms. 20 to 11 p.m. Tone. Fair, constructive. Flashlight isn't perfect, and it's not for everyone. Some readers may find it too slow. There's no traditional climax, no dramatic confrontation. The mystery at the heart of the story never gets a clear answer. If you're looking for plot twists or satisfying conclusions, this book might frustrate you. There's also a deliberate emotional distance at times, especially in Anne's chapters. Some might see this as a flaw, others as a brilliant reflection of her trauma. But for me, the slow burn works. The ambiguity isn't a bug, it's the feature. This novel isn't trying to give you closure. It's showing you what it's like to live without it. Section 6. Final thoughts. 23:00, 28:00. Tone. Poignant. Personal. So what do I really think of Flashlight? I think it's beautiful. It's a novel that demands patience and rewards it. It asks hard questions and offers no easy answers. It's not flashy. It's not dramatic. It's something deeper, a quiet reckoning. It reminds me of books like Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro or The Gathering by Anne Enright, emotionally subtle and quietly devastating. When I finished it, I didn't feel resolution. I felt weight. I felt like I had just spent time with people who were real, whose pain lingered long after the last page.
E outro, 28:00, 32:00.
Tone. Friendly, warm. If you're the kind of reader who loves big emotions hidden in small moments, give Flashlight a read. You won't forget it. And if you've already read it, let me know in the comments. What did you think happened that night on the beach? If you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more literary deep dives, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next chapter of Bookmarked. Until next time, keep reading, keep thinking, and keep your flashlight close. You never know what's hiding in the dark.